Hello and welcome to this video. Today we are looking at the YieldMax ETF payouts that were received yesterday on a Monday, the 23rd of June. Usually it's on a Friday, so we'll have to go explain what happened here. In this video we're going to go through the background of the YieldMax ETFs, my strategy, review this week's YieldMax Income Weekly, and which were the weeklies in the Group B, and what I was received on Friday, which was not Friday. It was actually on a Monday. So let's fix that real quick. And it was the 23rd, and I'll explain why that was. And then we're going to take a look ahead to the announcement that's coming up on Wednesday, the 25th of June, and that's going to be affecting the weeklies in Group C. Investing involves the risk of loss. This video is not meant to be financial advice. And other than owning the ETFs presented in this video, I have no affiliation with the company that issued them. So on the 18th of June, YieldMax announced their dividend payouts for their weekly ETFs and their Group B. And we'll go ahead and look at those real quick. First off, my strategy, based on YieldMax's Wednesday's dividend announcements, I make adjustments to what I own. So I buy more of the weekly and Group ETFs for that affected week, and to achieve my desired monthly income target. My current monthly income target is $140 per month, which is $1,680 per year, and you'll see that in the spreadsheet. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet. Last week, this is the Group W's, this is the weeklies, and this is the Group B's, and I made enough, I bought enough to reach the goal of $1,906, and this is where the $1,680 comes in. That's annually, because that's the way the calculations work in my spreadsheet. Otherwise, it's really just $140 per week. If you go to what was actually paid, I came within 1 penny. This is all the weekly. This is the weekly dividends for the weekly group, and then this is what actually got paid for the Group B. So I was off by 1 penny, and it's usually just a rounding error, and that's where this $1,906 pretty much comes to there. So that worked out great. I'm glad I got the dividends. I wish it was more. I expected it to go up, but I'm basically increasing by $10 every week or every month what I want to get paid, and it's just not really going up very fast. My end goal is to eventually have this equal to $2,400, and by the end of the year, and that's what our goal is. And then we're going to make adjustments to the spreadsheets or to my accounts after that. But so far everything's working out great. So there's the actual income that I got, and we got 1 week left in this month, so that'll be affecting Group the W's, or the weeklies, and Group C. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what's going to happen next week. Let's see, we gotta click there, and so for the C group, this is what's going to end up happening for next week. We're going to have the weeklies, obviously, and those probably won't change unless something really dramatic happens, and those will stay the same. But as you can see here, this is 4 weeks ago's goal. So what I need to do is go ahead and copy this formula, and make this like that. Okay, so as you can see, for next week when Group C's announcement comes out, as of the valuations this week, I'm going to need to add at least 1,712. What's been happening is I've been having to add a lot more than that, and it's a disturbing trend. Things like fiat, which is I think it's a short of Coney, or a short of BTC. I don't know exactly what it is, but I guess we can look at the announcement. No, I can't. That's for the Group B's. What we're going to need to do is this is a disturbing trend that I'm constantly having to add money to this in order to get more money out. And I wouldn't mind if it was just $1,700, but generally what's been like multiple thousands. So last week I think I had to add like $5,000 or something. So hopefully this trend will stop and I can start paying down my margin. This number here is if I wanted to increase all of the annual dividend goals to $2,400, it would cost me another $91,000. So I could do that today and put a lot of money into on margin. But what I'm going to do instead is just stick to the plan, slowly rotate into these stocks, and then reevaluate what I'm going to do with YieldMax at the end, in December. So far it's sort of working. I just wish it was working better, if that's the way to look at it. All right, so that's the goal for next week after getting paid this week. All right, so action items. I just showed you what I'm going to do for next week, which on Wednesday, the 25th of June, they're going to be announcing the weekly ETFs and the Group C. If you need links to the YieldMax and their announcements, they're in the description below. So why did this happen? This happened because why did I get paid on Monday? Well, what I didn't realize is when I did the YieldMax announcement, or saw the YieldMax announcement, on the 18th of June, they came out with this announcement. I told you what it affected, but what changed was they announced on a Wednesday. Juneteenth holiday was on a Thursday, so that's June 19th. For those that didn't know, and the X date generally goes announcement on Wednesday, X date on Thursday, payouts on Friday. Well, for YieldMax, what they did was they shifted everything. They did the announcement on Wednesday. Juneteenth was a holiday on the Thursday, and therefore the X date got moved one day back to June 20th. So they're not going to pay you that day. The payout day was actually the next Monday, which would be the 23rd of June. And that's what ended up happening with the delay in YieldMax paying out people. It's not, it wasn't nefarious or anything. It was just a scheduling thing. There was a holiday on a Thursday, and that affected the YieldMax payout. So pay attention to those kinds of things. I missed it, and I was like, "Where's my money on Friday?" And it turns out it wasn't supposed to be there on Friday. It was going to come the weekend after, or after the weekend. All right, so let's. So these are the action items. I'm going to be ready for next week. Just gotta pay attention to the announcements like that. So hopefully you like this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe below. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, you can see the announcement for this video where I missed giving you those kinds of details in the announcement. Thanks for watching. Talk to you in the next video.